bang pinupuntirya ng artificial intelligence ang mga artista o politiko kung nagagamit ito sa maling paraan? Pero sa panahon ngayon, kahit nga po mga mamahayag, hindi ligtas sa panganib ng bagong teknolohiya. Isa po ang inyong lingkod sa mga nabiktima kamakailan ng tinatawag na deepfake o yung pagmamanipula ng mga imahe, tunog at video para magmukhang totoo ang isang bagay. Narito po ang bahagi nitong pekeng video gamit ang isang AI version.
Robin Padilla announced a new platform through which everyone can make money. With this program, you will be able to earn hundreds of thousands of pesos per month. There are already some lucky people who have had the chance to try the program in action.
I earned 130,000 pesos in the first month thanks to the platform from Robin Padilla.
Fake po ang video na yan. Kinuha po yan sa isa naming newscast pero pinatong ang ibang boses para palabasin na ako mismo ang nagre-report ng ibang paksa. Hinihikayat po ng CNN Philippines ang publiko na maging mas mapanuri sa mga mapanlinlang na post gamit ang artificial intelligence. Inireport na po ng network ang ganitong insidente kung saan target ang ilan pa sa aming mga anchor. Sa isang pahayag naman po mula sa opisina ni Senator Robin Padilla, sinabi niyang wala siyang kinalaman tungkol sa investment scam na umano'y iniuulat doon sa AI report. At para po mas bigyan tayo ng tips kung paano matutukoy ang mga deepfakes at mga ganyang klase ng video sa social media, kasama natin sa ating serbisyo ngayon si Dominic Ligot, Trustee at Chair ng Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Association of the Philippines, Council for Responsible Analytics and AI. Pwede po kayong sumali sa aming talakayan, i-post ang inyong mga tanong o komento sa aming Facebook Live. Magandang hapon po, Sir Dominic.
Good afternoon.
Nakita ko yung inyong profile, technologist, cybercrime, security expert, pero mas bigyan niyo po kami sandali ng impormasyon tungkol dito sa inyong grupo na nabuo. Ano po ba ito?
We formed the AAP mga 2018 as parang a professional association, an industry association. Kasi noong time na yon, mubulusok na ang data science, ang analytics, ang big data. And then as of 2023, nasama na rin yung AI sa tinitingnan namin because a lot of people are looking to get into AI. Mataas ang demand for skills for AI. And most recently, we announced the formation itong committee council namin on responsible AI kasi nakikita natin pwede rin siyang ma-misuse.
Yes.
And there are ethical and safety issues with AI.
Binubuo po itong grupo ng mga experts. Ano po ba ito? May mga from academe rin po ba or business sector, ganon?
Yeah, we have people from the academia, private sector, public sector, and we're looking a broad base, no? Hindi lang po mga data scientists and analysts. Ang tawag po natin dyan, mga builders of AI. Tinitingnan na rin natin yung mga users of AI. Katulad po ng mga journalists and typical citizens who might be looking to use AI for themselves, for their business, their career, pero pwede rin sila mabiktima in case AI is misused.
Yung pinag-usapan po natin dahil nga po recent may lumabas nga po na AI-generated videos namin po ng ilang anchor and even those from other networks. So para lang po sana mas magkaroon din ng information even the public tungkol po dito. Ano po? So una po muna, discuss po natin, ano po ba yung when you say artificial intelligence and when you say also deep fake, ano po ba yon?
Sige, simulan natin. Ang AI, medyo hindi naman siya bago, matagal na siya nandyan. Basically, anything that uses data to interpret patterns and then use that for decisions, AI yan. Ang naiba ngayon, since November 2022, ang tinatawag nating generative AI. So ito yung AI na hindi lang nag-i-interpret ng data, gumagawa na rin siya ng bagong data. So you can produce videos, images, chatbots, you can talk to it. And I think ang malaking bagay na nag-iba rin is ngayon, anyone can use it. Hindi katulad dati ang AI, kailangan may alam ka sa programming, mathematics. Ngayon, karaniwang tao pwedeng gumamit. Basta may internet connection ka, you can use these tools.
And then when you say deepfake, kasi parang sinasabi nga, no, nung pina-preview ko itong video na ginawa sa akin, ay deepfake daw po ito. Ano bang definition and yung proseso ho sa paggawa ng ganyang klase ng mga video?
Okay, ang deepfake, dalawang terms yan, deep learning tsaka fake video or fake image. Deep learning, proseso yan sa AI, katulad na nasabi earlier. Yan yung pagkuha ng napakadaming data and then you can process it. Kaya deep learning, nasa yung daming data. Pero it's now being used to generate images, to generate pictures. And yung mga actually may mga deepfakes as early as 2018, 2017. Yung mga simple pag-swap ng muka, you know, and all that.
May mga app nga pong ganyan, di ba?
Yes, correct, correct. Ngayon, two things happen. Number one, bumilis na yung paggawa niyan. Dati you needed some high-end equipment, maybe a good laptop. Ngayon, on a mobile phone, you can do a deepfake. And then second, hindi na siya katulad dati na you need an actual picture na i-edit mo. It can generate one completely from scratch. Bigyan mo lang siya ng video or ng image, siya na mismo yung mag-animate. Katulad ng video mo no, that you showed, that was probably a recording from one of your telecasts. Pre-process yan ng deep learning and then you can add custom audio to it. Magmumukhang totoo. Although pansin mo, medyo off-sync pa rin yung lips. But that will get better over time.
Yun nga po yung sinasabi natin na parang dati kasi may mga ganyan naman po na nagagaya pero alam mong very crude or pangit na hindi, na alam mong fake, na obvious. Pero ngayon kasi parang pinapakita na halos kala mo totoo na ito at totoo yung halimbawa yung report na ginagawa namin. So pag ganyan, para siguro sa education ng public, anong dapat nilang tignan para malaman nila kung totoo ba ito o peke? Kasi marami po halimbawa nagbebenta ng produkto, mga artistang nag-e-endorse, yung mga ganun po. Or even yung nga, yung mga politiko, no? Paano po malalaman ng publiko how to tell na fake ito at tunay ito or AI generated lang?
Well, for me, ang pinaka foolproof, kasi kung titingnan mo lang yung mismong content, ang hirap ng ma-determine ngayon kung fake yan or hindi. And over time, gaganda at gaganda pa yan. The best way to check is ano ba yung intent ng video. Nasabi nyo, I think the top 3 are politics, anything na hard selling, and anything na may kinalaman sa reputation. Like, is the video attacking someone or saying some sort of a conspiracy, breaking news, mga ganyan. Chismis. Yan yung mga top use cases for that. And at the end of the day, identity theft yan. Kasi
Yes.
hindi naman yan ginawa ni Ruth. Pero ngayon, Ruth is saying something out of the ordinary. Pero wag na tayong lumayo. Hindi naman kailangan ng deepfake para maloko ang tao. So we have to also teach our citizens yung critical thinking. Lalo na ngayon, wag tayo nagpapaniwala. You see something on TV or actually ngayon on the internet. The tendency is, sinabi ng CNN yan. That's true. You have to look beyond that. Ano ba yung sinasabi nila? Binibenta nila. I think there was another case in another network. Nagbibenta ng rosary or some trinkets. Would they really want to do that? Isipin natin ganun, rather than nagpapaloko lang tayo on the spot.
Yung ang nakikita ko kasi sa inyo, di ba yung sinasabi nyo na parang nakikita lang ng public yung mabilis na nagsascroll ka lang, di ba? Yung minsan wala ka ng time to analyze. So, it's more on telling people to stop and think, ganun po ba? Kaya ng, or may oras po ba sila na tignan at i-analyze pa yung mga videos na ganun?
Well, sad to say, yun yung problema natin ngayon. Wala tayong media literacy, wala tayong cyber literacy. At saka isipin din natin, syempre the tendency will be, kailangan nating i-ban yan, kailangan natin i-regulate yan. Meron din creative uses of deepfakes. Kunyari, you wanna do satire, you wanna do jokes. So medyo may fine line yan before satire siya, magiging fake news na. I think that's the hard part. Ngayon, very sensitive na mga tao. You say something, mag-tweet ka lang ng mali, kakasuhan ka na. And yet you have these videos really stealing your identity. So we need to find a good balance between the two.
And yung sinasabi nyo na satire, minsan kasi pwede ring mga, parang yun nga, katawa-tawa lang ng mga politiko, di ba, na gano'n, nagjo-joke, or yung iba kumakanta, mga ano rin po yun pwedeng ma-manipulate. Kaya lang, ang masama po dyan, you mentioned na rin na parang yung iba pang possible implications, halimbawa for, yung sabi nyo, politics, for future elections po.
Yeah, malapit na tayo sa election season and we should expect naturally, parang bagyo lang yan, na habang lumalapit ang elections, dadami yung ganyang mga deepfake, mga propaganda. Tapos, again, wag tayong lumayo. Pag hinalo mo yung AI tsaka social media, yan ang delikado. Kasi it's so easy for something to go viral now. And let's face it, mahilig ang mga tao sa chismis, mahilig ang mga tao sa hate speech. Social media was designed to increase engagement. Hindi naman nila nalaman yung pinaka-engaging na content, fake. So we now need to train people. Ang kagandahan naman is meron ng research that shows the moment mapakita mo na itong video na to fake, parang nabakunahan mo na yung tao against future fakes. So we have to also increase yung awareness campaign, literacy campaign. Like yung post mo on social media, I think everyone started becoming worried na about deepfakes after that. Sinasabi lang namin, matagal na namin sinasabi yan. But I guess it takes an actual case to prove na totoo to. And this is something we need to manage.
Sige, Dominic, pag-usapan natin susunod yung ano ba ang dapat gawin? Kasi ako, nasa media na ako, pero nung nangyari sa akin to, hindi ko pa rin alam kung paanong dapat gawin pag nakakita ng deepfake or ikaw mismo mismo naging biktima. Sa pagbabalik po ng newsroom ngayon, pag-uusapan natin ito pa rin tungkol sa mga pangontra, no, sa pang-aabuso ng paggamit ng AI. Kasama si Dominic Ligot ng Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Association of the Philippines. Ito lang ang ating serbisyo ngayon. Pinag-uusapan natin yung mga tips kung paano matutukoy yung mga AI-generated, mga deepfakes o mga peking videos at images sa social media. Kasama po si Dominic Ligot ng Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Association of the Philippines. Kanina binigyan mo na kami ng tips, no, kung paano matukoy ito. Pero ano naman ang dapat mong gawin? Kasi nga nung nakita ko na lumabas yung AI-generated video ko na peke, so inireport namin ito para ma-take down. So it took a few weeks bago natanggal kasi ang delikado dito, paano, mali na yung impormasyon, hindi naman totoo yung video. So yung maiwasan mo na makapanloko ng mga tao. Ano ba ang dapat gawin unang-una?
Siguro the first is really education. Di ba may tinatawag tayong media, information, literacy. Kasama na dapat ang AI doon. Unfortunately, right now, wala pang ganun. And dalawang levels of education yan. Yung one for everyone, parang just explaining ano ba to, ano ba yung mga dangers. And then you need also experts. Kulang tayo sa eksperto, sa AI, sa cyber. The second is enforcement. Like in your case, saan ka tatakbo? Is it the Privacy Commission? Is it PNP? And even they are not necessarily equipped. Kasi wala pa tayong batas na directly addressing AI. May mga congressmen who are, I think, preparing some laws.
Oo. May mga na-file ng bills actually. Oo.
But we need, I guess, more consultation. Kasi wala nga yung mga practitioners sa mga discussion na yan for the most part. No? The third, I think, is really we have to have a good sense of
Balikan ko lang yung sinasabing enforcement. In cases like this, ano to? Some are saying it's identity theft or copyright because the name of the network was already used. Anong pwedeng ikaso pag ganito?
Well, identity theft and forgery. Those
Okay.
are within the existing cybercrime law. And then kunyari, merong financial crime na nangyari, nakuhanan ka ng pera or there was some fraud that was done. Meron naman mga existing laws there. Pero let's talk about copyright. No? Copyright, for example, it covers derivative work from an actual, kunyari, yung print or pictures. Kung AI ang gumawa, medyo murky pa definition-wise, you can talk to the lawyers about this. So I think meron talagang dapat tumuhog dyan na if you use existing photos, pictures in an AI model and reproduce it, whatever the intent, kailangan you're transparent about it and kailangan you have accountability. Yun din yung problema pag hinaluan mo ng social media, kahit sino na lang yung mag-share, ang hirap i-trace.
Well, buti sana kunyari, for people like us, our images are always out there. And there's also another actress. Ito nga, 2020 pa, nag-file talaga siya ng case kasi parang supposed to be ginamit sa isang sexy or porn video yung kanyang mukha. So nag-file siya ng case. Pero how about yung mga ordinaryong tao na baka ginamit lang for revenge, na nilagay yung mukha nila sa isang peking video? Ganon din ba ang proseso? Paano pwede sila mag-file sa police?
I think your first intervention should be with the platform. No? So Facebook, Twitter, wherever, YouTube. And normally, meron namang process din silang sinusundan. But if there was damage to you, reputational damage, financial damage, then you have to go to the PNP or the Privacy Commission. Kasi sila yung first, parang line
yung
of defense.
na-scam. Kasi baka minsan mapagtawanan pa sila na kasi kayo po naniniwala kayo sa ganyan, ano? Paano yun? Pag halimbawa na-scam ka nga, kunyari ito, promoting supposed to be a financial platform.
If there's a company involved, you can go to the DTI and report them for, bad fraudulent practices. Pero the challenge now is, even if tanungin mo sila, my view is, mahihirapan din sila mag-respond unless we have a governing law. That's why in the AAP, we're crafting some guidelines para matulungan din yung government, matulungan din yung private sector. Paano ba i-police to? And this is not a problem unique to us. Buong mundo is struggling with this. In fact, I don't know if people are aware, sa Japan, off-limits ang AI sa copyright. Parang they said, huwag na natin problemahin. Kaya ngayon, galit na galit lahat ng mga artists,
And can you
mga
run
writers.
after them?
Yes,
Kasi
exactly.
Like ito na trace, someone told me that it's in another country, yung gumawa daw ng fake video na ito.
Right. Well, ultimately, there was a platform that was used. And I think malaking bagay din yung accountability ng platform. Kasi they have businesses here, no? I would be talking to YouTube and Facebook and Google. Pero yun na nga, it's not enough for mga tao to do it. Kailangan talaga may enforcement at the top. And then finally, yung balik tayo sa education, yung awareness ng mga tao. Like, example, I'm sure there was a brief moment of shock nung nakita mo yung video mo. And then now what? Anong gagawin mo? Hindi siya second nature sa atin. Unlike kunyari yan, may sunog or may earthquake, I kind of know already what to do or nawala yung wallet mo. We have to now include itong mga digital issues in terms of our own safety and awareness.
Kasi sinasabi ko nga kami na mismo sa media, we're supposed to be aware or dapat ang dami naming alam sa current events. Pero mismong ganito, pag ikaw na pala yung nabiktima, hindi mo na rin alam kung ano yung gagawin mo. And then but of course, yung sinasabi natin, AI is the future, di ba? Alam naman natin na marami ring sanang advantages itong AI. How do you use it para mas magamit yung benefits and at the same time, hindi rin po maabuso?
Yeah, malaking bagay sa AI is really the productivity. Yung mga dati, work that takes you days, kaya ng hours kaya na ng minutes. So in theory, maganda siya, mapapaganda yung livelihood mo, yung business mo. The problem lang nga is because everyone has access and wala pa tayong rules around proper usage. Parang ano lang yan, I love using cars as an analogy. Merong mechanics, may drivers. Hindi porke marunong ka magpalit ng spark plug, you can drive sa Formula 1. No? And hindi porke marunong kang mag-drive, kunyari, you can do stunt driving, marunong ka magpalit ng oil. So those are two different roles, pero linilisensya natin mga drivers. Why? Because you can kill someone if you drive drunk. So there's liability. So in a way, we're headed in that direction sa AI because everyone can use it. If you can harm someone, I think that's where the regulations will start to come in kasi it's abusive.
So parang sa atin, sinabi nyo nga, matagal nyo nang tinitignan itong issue na ito, pero ngayon lang talaga lumalabas yung possible effects. Anyway, your group, yung gustong kumontak sa inyo, maybe for, nagbibigay ba kayo ng briefing or seminars for tumulong na rin for education na rin about AI, no?
Yeah, you can reach us obviously on Facebook. Just look for Analytics and AI Association of the Philippines and then aap.ph, that's our website. We welcome everyone to join the association kasi baka ang impression nila para lang sa mga data experts.
Yes.
Actually, it's for everyone. And then lalo na yung mga gusto matuto about AI, we definitely hold meetings, meetups, briefings, and then also for companies who want to get themselves upskilled sa AI, we're definitely looking out for them.
Okay. Maraming salamat po kay Dominic Ligot ng Analytics and Artificial Intelligence Association of the Philippines.